Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
The Cubs return to Wrigley Field for their final homestand before the All-Star break. We greet you from the famous corner of Clark and Addison, the home of the Chicago Cubs, Wrigley Field, and we're set for Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Tonight, the Cubs open up a 6-game homestand as they welcome in the New York Mets. And hi again, everyone. Wind blowing in tonight as we start this homestand. Bob Brenly and Len Casper with you. The Cubs have dropped 4 in a row. The Mets off to a good start. They're in second place in the East. Cubs have struggled, Bob, against lefties, and a tough one tonight in Johan Santana.
Boy, one of the best in the game, and coming off a no-hitter 4 starts ago, and had the typical no-hitter hangover afterwards. See his numbers against the Cubs in his career, very, very good. Threw the no-hitter against the St. Louis Cardinals. In his next 10 innings of work over 2 starts, he gave up 10 earned runs. Much better last time out, 6 innings of 4-hit shutout baseball.
Cubs have dropped 16 of 19 against left-handed starters. Santana, the first Met in their 50th anniversary season to throw a no-hitter. Mets and Cubs coming up next.
Brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? Toyota. Right now, you can get a lot for less at your local Toyota dealer, official partner of the Chicago Cubs. The new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. BMO Harris Bank. Helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank. NA member FDIC. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Cool and breezy tonight, but blue skies above. Very nice setting for Cubs baseball tonight. News of the day, Anthony Rizzo, the Cubs' top prospect, will make his Cubs debut tomorrow night. He'll be brought up from AAA Iowa after doing all he could do at AAA. Look at those eye-popping numbers.
Swept out the stands, drove the team bus, did the laundry. I don't know what else he could do. Offensively, he was a juggernaut down there in the Pacific Coast League. Hopefully bring that same ability up here to Wrigley Field.
It will not be his major league debut. He struggled with the San Diego Padres last year, but a clean start as he'll be in the lineup tomorrow night against right-hander Dylan G. The Cubs starter tonight, left-hander Travis Wood, as the Cubs will take the field behind Wood, who got his first win as a Cub his last time out, and he keeps facing former Cy Young Award winners. Here's the Mets Southwest starting lineup. Andres Torres is in center. Ruben Tejada just off the DL yesterday. He's at short. David Wright leading the majors in batting average. Scott Hairston, 7 homers against lefties this year. Lucas Duda is in right. Former Cub Ronnie Cedeno at second. Ike Davis at 190, but has been hot lately. Mike Nikias the catcher, and Santana the pitcher.
And here's how the Cubs will line it up tonight against the left-hander. Soriano in left, Mather in center, Reed Johnson over in right field. It'll be Valbuena and Castro on the left side of the infield. Barney and Baker on the right side. Giovanni Soto doing the catching tonight for left-hander Travis Wood. Good night for Travis Wood to be pitching here at Wrigley Field. Wind blowing straight in from center field. Very much a fly ball strikeout type of a pitcher. Last time out against the White Sox. 2-1 victory. Went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits and 1 earned run in that ball game.
The veteran Jerry Davis will get the plate. Bill Cuzzy, Manny Gonzalez, and Greg Gibson on the bases. Manny Gonzalez, a minor league call-up. I don't know if he's ever worked a Cub game, at least one I can remember. He's at second base tonight.
Well, we'll break him in tonight.
I have no doubts. Well, Travis Wood beat Jake Peavy his last time out. And this is the 4th time already here in June he has faced a Cy Young Award winner. Johan Santana won 2 of them in the American League. So Wood this month has faced Barry Zito, Justin Verlander, Jake Peavy, and now Johan Santana. Mets come in having lost 2 in a row after winning 4 straight. And it's switch hitting center fielder Andres Torres to lead things off. And we're underway. Fastball in there for a strike. Mets will score runs, but they don't hit a ton of home runs. They are a patient group. They'll take their walks. Infield pop up, and it's Darwin Barney on the right side. 2 pitches, 1 out. Terry Collins, a Mets manager in his 2nd season, has done a nice job. A lot of people wondered how he was going to handle the spotlight of New York, and I think so far so good.
Really, I guess you don't need to handle the spotlight. If you just handle your job and your players well enough, the spotlight will do what it's supposed to do. Terry Collins, a very fiery guy early on in his managerial career when he was with the Houston Astros, later with the Anaheim Angels, at the time the Anaheim Angels, but has mellowed considerably with age and has a better handle on the game now than he did as a younger manager.
Ruben Tejada fouls back. Activated off the DL on Sunday, had a strained right quad. Taking over this year at short. Spot vacated by Jose Reyes, who's now with the Miami Marlins. And the 0-2 misses outside. 1-2 the count. David Wright, red hot, is on deck. Although he's hitting .360 on the year, he's got a 14-game hitting streak during which he's hit .370. So he's just doing what he's been doing all year.
It's pretty hard to get much hotter than .360.
Wood has his sign from Soto. 2-2 pitch, late swing, and a liner foul out of play. .66 degrees as we got started with a north wind at 15. I see a few people who didn't bring a sweatshirt tonight. I don't think you're going to need one the rest of this homestand, though.
Doesn't sound like it. They need some of those portable fans and a lot of cool beverages. It's supposed to get up near record highs starting Wednesday of this week.
Probably the best place in the ballpark, the bleachers, in terms of being blocked from that north wind. Another 2-2 on the way. This one popped up shallow center field, and the wind pushing it right to Darwin Barney. And 2 down, and it will bring up David Wright. An MVP type season. Again, leading the majors in average, second in on base percentage at a robust .455, 44 walks. Hasn't hit a ton of home runs, but he's got 24 doubles. Puts him in the top 6 in terms of slugging in the National League.
Well, for me, David Wright has the kind of swing that does not lend itself well to big home run totals. He's a gap-to-gap hitter, uses the entire field. He'll get his base hits to right, to center, to left. Generally, guys that rack up high home run totals are pull hitters. They're going to get a lot of home runs to their pull field. Occasionally, they'll go deep to straightaway center or the opposite way. But David Wright's a guy that's always used the whole field throughout his career.
Woods 1-2 pitch. Shallow right. Reed Johnson on the move to end the inning. And a quiet first. That's how Travis Wood likes it. Cubs coming up. Scored just 9 runs over their last 5 games. Johnson with huge numbers against Johan Santana. More on that in a moment. Darwin Barney, Starlin Castro. You see what Soriano's done in his career against the Mets. Baker at first, Soto catching. Joe Mathers switched his uniform number. We'll have more on that. Valbuena at third and Wood on the mound.
Quick look at the Mets defensively tonight. Scott Hairston in left field. Andres Torres in center. Lucas Duda over in right field. David Wright at third base. Ruben Tejada at shortstop. Ronnie Cedeno at second base. Ike Davis over at first. Catcher tonight will be Mike Nikias, and he'll be receiving pitches from the left-hander, Johan Santana. Equally tough on righties and lefties. Has a really, really good straight changeup that he'll use to both right-handers and left-handers. The slider is his third best pitch, but yeah, can usually get by with just a fastball and a changeup.
You want to get as many plate appearances against Santana as you can tonight for Reed Johnson.
No kidding.
In his career, he's 13 for 25 for a .520 batting average against Santana. It's the highest batting average for any player with at least 25 at bats against the Mets lefty.
I was talking to Reed about it before the ball game today, and he said there was a time earlier in his career that Santana would tip his pitches. That needs a shave. He said he's not doing it anymore, but he said once a tipper, always a tipper. He's going to keep a close eye on what Santana used to do to tip his pitches and see if there's any indication whatsoever here tonight. I like that. Once a tipper, always a tipper.
Yeah.
Even if it's more subtle and disguised a little better, guys usually do something different from pitch to pitch.
Santana came back from left shoulder surgery. He had it in September of 2010. Did not pitch at all last year. He was their opening day starter this year as he strikes out Johnson. As we mentioned, 4 starts ago, the first no-hitter in New York Mets history. And it wasn't easy for them as we check out the strikeout pitch to begin the ball game.
On our BMO Harris pitch tracks, it looked like it may have been that slider. Talked about it. He doesn't use it a lot. That's more of a cut fastball at 89, but the slider action down and into the right-handed hitting Reed Johnson for strike 3.
Now Darwin Barney. It only took the Mets 8,020 games to get their first ever no-hitter. And we've talked many times about how many great starting pitchers they've had. For a franchise that started in 1962, it took until 2012 to get one. And it wasn't without controversy. Carlos Beltran, in the middle of that game, hit a ball down the third base line that was called foul. On replay, it was clearly fair. Oh, 0-2 grounder to Tejada. And let's go back to June 1st. Johan Santana against the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's the ball Beltran hit. Adrian Johnson called it foul.
Clearly in fair territory over the bag. Hit the chalk, or actually the paint, on the third base foul line. Great running catch right there.
Mike Baxter, and that put him on the disabled list. Change up to end the game. 134 pitches. His manager got nervous because Santana was on a limit of about 115, but Terry Collins just couldn't take him out on the verge of history. And this past Friday, Santana received a key to the city from New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Now, you get a key to a city, it's impressive, but the key to New York City?
It depends on what it unlocks.
Right. Talking with Starlin Castro today about the impending Cubs debut of Anthony Rizzo. He said, is it interesting for you to be watching it, considering you were that guy 2 years ago? And he laughed and said, you know, when I came up, there wasn't much pressure on me, and just told me to come up, do my thing. And you know, the Cubs will tell Rizzo the same thing, but there certainly is a lot of hype around it. Made a good point, Bob, about Anthony Rizzo probably being most comfortable once we get to 7:05 tomorrow night. It's all the other stuff around it.
Yeah, all the unfamiliarity, all the strange people. I don't mean strange in a weird way, just people that you don't know yet. The demands on your time from the media.
Are you referring to me?
No.
Talking about weird people?
No.
Okay.
I was talking about the radio booth. No, but just all those things that go along with being a big league player, the demands on your time, finding a chunk of time to get yourself prepared for the ball game every day with no distractions. Yeah, I think once he gets between the white lines, that's going to be his comfort zone. We were talking about it earlier, Len. I mean, simple things like tipping the clubhouse attendance. Where's my parking spot? What's the easiest way to get out of the ballpark after the game? All those things that you learn with more experience. Hopefully the veterans will help him out over some of those speed bumps.
3-2 bounces up there and a change as Castro draws a 2-out walk. And now Alfonso Soriano, his 14th homer of the year yesterday in Arizona. Be the only run the Cubs would get.
That home run by Soriano in the ball game yesterday down at Chase Field in the desert. High fly ball to left field that just continued to carry. Ultimately got into that front row of the bleachers in left center field. Unfortunately, that was pretty much it for the Cubs offense.
Bob, that walk for Starlin Castro was his first since June 2nd. It's over 3 weeks ago. High 2-0. Soriano certainly due against Johan Santana. Like Reed Johnson, who gobbled up all the hits against him. Soriano 13 previous at bats and without a hit, but he's in a hitter's count here. And there is his first career knock against Santana. 1 for 14.
You just have to be willing to take what Santana gives you. He's not the kind of pitcher that's going to throw it up there on a tee and let you just swing away all afternoon. He's going to work that fastball on both sides of the plate, throw that changeup low and away from the right-handed hitters, and sometimes a base hit up the middle is the best you can expect to get against a really good left-hander.
Jeff Baker playing first base, takes a pitch low.
Well, it remains to be seen how much playing time Jeff Baker will get at first base after Anthony Rizzo gets here, but Cubs could really use him to get going against left-handers. I think that's part of the reason they've struggled as much as they have this year. Historically, Jeff Baker has been one of the best hitters in the National League against left-handed pitching, but that has not been the case this year. Only hitting .235 against lefties.
Based on Dale Swaim's comments today before the game, it sounds like Rizzo's going to play most of the time, at least to start, against righties and lefties. A blooper and the catch by Cedeno behind second base. Two out base runners, no runs, however. 0-0 after an inning.
This Saturday, June 30th at 3:05 right here at Wrigley Field. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive Cubs wristbands, compliments of Continental. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Sounds like you may need those wristbands this weekend. And a headband.
Travis Wood will face Scott Hairston, Lucas Duda, and Ronnie Cedeno. And the Mets second. Get real-time info, including box score, live pitch type with Cubs in-game live only at csnchicago.com. Brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Scott Hairston, not your prototypical cleanup hitter, although against lefties, definitely leads the majors with 7 homers against lefties. Check that, leads the National League with 7. And he bounces one to Jeff Baker, is the only guy on that side of the diamond, and Travis Wood with good footwork near the bag to complete the out.
I'll tell you, Len, there's a lot of pitchers in the game, and a few pitchers on the Cubs staff that would not have made that play that Travis Wood just made. Tough play for Jeff Baker, well off the line at first, had to throw it overhand to the pitcher running over there. Wood was able to make a nice adjustment, catch the ball, find the bag for the out. We talked a lot about Travis and what a good athlete he is out there on the mound. Swings the bat well, runs the bases well, and nice defensive play right here on a tough feed from Jeff Baker. Reaches back, actually ran past the bag, and then came back with his left foot to get the out.
Fouled off by Duda. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Should I break it out the first game of the series?
Yeah, I think you should.
Duda, spelled backwards, is a dud. That's one of my favorites.
I thought you were going to go by the phonetics and call him a dude.
A dude. Well, he's a dude. There's no doubt about that. A big dude.
Deep to left and playable for Soriano. And pushing that ball toward the foul line. With 2 outs, it'll be a former Chicago Cub, Ronnie Cedeno, playing second base. Cedeno's been on the DL twice already this year. Recently with a strained left calf. Before that, an intercostal strain. Called strike. He signed with the Cubs way back in 1999. And he pulls that one into the left field corner for the Mets' first hit. It's a standing double for Cedeno.
Ronnie Cedeno is one of those guys that just always seems to find a job. Plays all the infield positions, still runs very well. Having an okay offensive season this year, hitting .250, but showing a lot more patience. 15 strikeouts, 11 walks. He's a guy that in the past rarely took the base on balls. Gets the Mets' first hit of the game here with that ringing double down into the corner.
First baseman Ike Davis is at 190, and he hits a ground ball right to the shortstop Castro, playing near the bag at second to end the inning. Cedeno doubles with 2 outs, but they can't convert. 0-0. fans and Sox fans against one another in the ultimate test of knowledge. Batter's Box presented by Midas. Don't miss this weekly Cubs and Sox quiz show hosted by Luke Stuckmeyer. Episode 1 premieres Sunday at 5 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
I'll take Cubs relievers for $1,000, Luke.
Who is Joe Pepitone?
What is bad rug? Has to be in the form of a question. Is that right?
I don't know. Giovanni Soto takes a fastball for a strike. Underway in the Cubs' second.
Speaking of,
Santana with a 1-1. Must have been low. 2-1. Santana barely has his toe touching the third base side of the rubber as he works. He lands about in the middle. But lunges toward the plate from that third base side.
It gives him that angle on the changeup low and away from the right-handed hitters. It appears to be even more fadeaway action.
Bounce hits fair. David Wright with a one-hopper over to Davis.
And that's a one-hopper by design. That play was really popularized back in the days when there were so many AstroTurf fields in baseball. On that long off-balance throw, rather than try to get it all the way over there in the air, just give the first baseman a nice big hop, which is exactly what David Wright does. Right in the middle of the thighs to Ike Davis on a bounce.
Brings up Joe Mather, who now wears number 21. Switched from 16, which he said was not one of his favorite numbers. He grew up idolizing Roberto Clemente, as have a lot of youngsters throughout the past 4 or 5 decades. And he flies out to the center fielder Torres, 2 outs. Somebody told him another power hitting right fielder here in Chicago once wore 21. Sammy. Luis Valbuena comes up to Gary Pressey playing Louie Louie.
Who's that, the Trashmen?
Sounds right. Well, many bands of that era played that song. Not sure who actually did it originally.
None as good as Gary Pressey's version.
I would agree. The Animal House version is another favorite. The Kingsmen.
Okay.
You said the Trashmen?
Yeah.
The Trashmen did Surfing Bird.
There you go. I knew it was one of those.
You knew it was a bunch of men.
Yeah.
Well hit out into the gap. That ball's going to go to the wall for Valbuena. Picked on an 0-2 pitch and doubles to bring up Travis Wood. Not
where Santana wanted to throw that pitch. That was just about center cut in the middle of the plate for Valbuena. A four-seam fastball with very little movement. That's an unexpected treat for a hitter when you're facing one of the premier left-handers in the game and he makes that kind of a mistake on an 0-2 pitch. You better be ready to take advantage, and Valbuena was.
Here is Wood, and he takes a pitch high. Speaking of Wood, saw Kerry Wood in the Cubs clubhouse today, looking very relaxed. Just over a month into retirement. high in the air. Wind is going to push that ball way to the left. Foul.
Wrong day to hit that fly ball. Started in a good spot right down the third baseline, but that wind blowing in from the north just continued to push it further and further into foul territory until it ended up into the bleachers. But nice swing by Travis Wood. Good solid contact. Just hit it in the wrong spot.
Travis?
Yeah. It's not quite that windy here tonight that it would blow the C off the front of his helmet.
I don't think I've ever seen a decal in that particular location on a batting helmet. It looks like a U.
Yeah, kind of like a horseshoe, yeah. The closed side down so the luck doesn't run out. That's what we're going with.
Swing and a miss. Couldn't lay off the high heat. And the inning is over. Scoreless after 2.
The Astros at Wrigley Field next Sunday, July 1st. Game time is 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive special Cubs custom earbuds compliments of Pepsi. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Some of the members of REO Speedwagon. I know the gentleman with the longer hair on the left is Dave Amato, the lead guitar player. I'm not familiar with the other gentleman's name, but we're glad they're here tonight. Rock and roll.
Derek St. Holmes in the middle. He sang Stranglehold.
Whoa.
Ted Nugent's band.
Nice. Yeah, one of the great riffs ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Yeah. He's familiar with REO Speedwagon.
Mike Nikiasik, Mets catcher, leading off the third inning for the visitors. Wood with a strike. These two clubs will battle in New York next weekend, leading into the All-Star break. All-time series pretty close. Cubs are 2 games over 500 against the Mets since 1962. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The strikeout for Wood. Much better here in June than he was in May. Even though he's faced all these Cy Young Award winners. Outdueled Jake Peavy his last time out. The entire series, Bob, and we can say this now and next weekend in New York, is to work on getting those Mets starters out of the game as early as possible, because their bullpen has really struggled. The closer just went on the DL, Frank Francisco. They have the highest bullpen ERA in the big leagues. Santana chops one, and Wood will take it to the bag on the system.
That's a good goal any day to get the starter out of the game early, but especially against a team with a struggling bullpen. You see the matchups for the next 2 games of this series. Another lefty in Jonathan Neese on Wednesday.
Randy Wells with his second consecutive start in for Ryan Dempster, who threw for the first time off flat ground since going on the disabled list. Felt good as he comes back from the lat injury. Back to the top, and Torres, who popped out to start the ball game. Up and in. Acquired from the Giants in December, a deal that sent Angel Pagan the other way. That's a strike. 2-1.
Well, Torres, as you mentioned, a switch hitter, much better from the right side of the plate, which is why he's in there tonight. A 308 hitter coming into play tonight as a righty, only 161 as a left-handed hitter.
Swing and a miss. Wood firing strikes here early on, and good quality strikes.
Travis Wood doing something that I really like to see, Len. Normally he pitches in the high 80s. Occasionally will touch 90, but we've seen him throw that fastball anywhere between 87 and 94 tonight. Really mixing it up with this fastball, which makes a huge difference to a hitter in the box.
Ball 4. And we want to send out happy 30th birthday wishes to another lefty in the Cubs rotation, Paul Maholm.
I've told this story before, but we had a young pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks in spring training one year. Was throwing the ball extremely well, but getting banged around every time we sent him out there to the mound. Sat down with him in the office one day, pulled out his pitch charts. Fastball 93, fastball 93, fastball 93, slider 86, slider 86. Every pitch was exactly the same. Every slider was 86. Every fastball was 93. Maybe if you add and subtract a little bit on those pitches, get that ball off the barrel of the bat out near the end or down near the handle a little bit, and you'll get some easier outs.
Runner goes, called strike, throw to second, safe. Torres steals the bag. Jeff Baker really guarding his eyes as the sun is a particularly bad angle for that first baseman after Wood threw the first time, and Torres took off and able to get in.
Short hop throw to Darwin Barney, was unable to handle it, but Torres was going to be in safely either way.
1-2 to Tejada. Ground Valbuena down to a knee, and he'll throw across to finish the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Mets nothing, Cubs nothing. Find the seat you want and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago Cubs. For more info, visit Cubs.com/StubHub.
Mets blue and Cubby blue, very similar. That orange shirt's got to go, though, but we appreciate the effort there, covering up the Mets logo with the Cubs logo.
Maybe that was a decal on Travis Wood's helmet. Top three, starting with Reed Johnson. Anthony Rizzo will come up tomorrow from AAA. Dale Swain, when asked where's he going to hit, said they'll still talk about it, but he thought 3 or 4, right in the middle of the order, with protection around him. Well, against a right-handed pitcher, Bob, I guess would be DeJesus, Castro, Rizzo, Soriano, Lahair. Left, right, left, right, left. Top of the order. But we'll see. One and two to Johnson. There it is. Just outside.
Santana appears to be listening to some salsa music in his head as he gets the signs from his catcher. A little bit of hip movement out there on the mound as he's looking into his catcher for the signs.
He's been a lot better at Citi Field than on the road. The hippie shake. Rollover bouncer to Tejada, who gets Johnson.
The music only he can hear.
It's worked for him. Two-time Cy Young Award winner with the Twins over in the American League. Both times unanimously chosen. 04 and 06. An all-star 4 times, won the Major League Triple Crown, wins ERA, strikeouts in 06, won a Gold Glove in 07, has led his league in ERA 3 times, twice has led the majors. Hails from Tovar Merida in Venezuela and signed with the Astros back in 1995. He got exposed in the Rule 5 draft in 1999 as the Astros lost a future Cy Young Award winner.
I mean, he has really adapted as a pitcher as his career has gone on. I mentioned earlier that when he was a youngster, he threw extremely hard, mid-90s. His average fastball this year sits just a tick over 88 miles per hour, but to compensate, he's taken some velocity off of his changeup as well. Earlier in his career, he used to throw his changeup in the low 80s. Now the average changeup at 77.5 miles per hour. That's a smart pitcher. When you lose a little bit off your fastball, you have to take a little bit more off of your off-speed pitches to make them effective.
Left field, and it's Hairston. 2 down. Well, R.A. Dickey struggled last night, gave up 5 runs against the Yankees, but that was after quite a run. In fact, he had his streak of 44 2/3 innings come to an end of not allowing an earned run. How about 5 starts without an earned run in a row? 52-5 the strikeouts to walks ratio, and the knuckleballer might start the All-Star game for the National League.
Which poses an interesting problem for whoever starts the game behind the plate. It's tough enough to catch a knuckleball pitcher when you're used to catching a knuckleball pitcher. Well, only 5 walks in those starts. That's amazing. For a pitch that is so unpredictable that even the pitcher doesn't know where it's going to go. And he might be the only pitcher in the National League that would come to Wrigley Field and hope that the wind was blowing out, because that would make his knuckleball react even more erratically, throwing it into the wind.
Well, it's quite a story. R.A. Dickey, 37 years old. He's written a memoir, Wherever I Wind Up. In it, he writes about being the victim of sexual abuse as a child. Had no ulnar collateral ligament. How about that? I guess he can't have Tommy John surgery because he doesn't have that ligament in his elbow.
That is bizarre.
Made his debut at Texas 11 years ago. His ERA early on in his career, 6.75, 5.09, 5.61, 6.67. But he's just gotten better and better as his career has gone on. Swing and a miss on a changeup to end the inning. First 1, 2, 3, 4 Santana. He and Travis Wood in a good pitcher's duel early on.
Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell.
It is time now for tonight's AT&T Mobility Trivia question. David Wright came in at 360. So we want to know who owns the Mets single-season batting average record. As Bob opens the media guide.
Let's try to find out.
No, the idea is to think about who it could be.
I did. My head hurts. Well, that's postseason. I don't want that.
Answer coming up. Don't believe the answer is Jose Reyes, but he did win the batting title last year. I think it'd be Keith Hernandez, would it? Well, I think he won a batting title in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Foul tip. Strike one. One ball, one strike. Shallow right. Barney and Johnson over. Sliding grab by Reed Johnson.
Nice running catch by Reed. Never took his eye off the ball after he checked where he was in relation to that right field bullpen. Nice basket catch up against his chest. Right near those mounds. Actually slides up the front of the Mets bullpen mound.
Strike to Hairston. Got jammed and off the handle. He rolls one to Castro. 2 outs. Betty Thompson, Andrew Curtis are here. They want to say hi to their family back in Ottumwa, Iowa.
Say hi to Radar O'Reilly while you're there.
Yeah. Also, congrats to Lou and Katie Farinella and Grandpa Tom. Leah Rose Farinella welcomed into the world today. Going to be walking by the umpire room after being in the Mets clubhouse, and Tom Farinella, the fine umpire room attendant, walked out and said, "Len, I'm going home," or at least to the hospital. And I'm a grandpa. So congrats to the Farinellas.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank Joe Coriaci or Coriaci from Loudon, Tennessee. Big Cubs fan, goes to a lot of Smokies games. Sent me a nice article out of the local paper there in Knoxville. Thank you, Joe.
Wood brings up Lucas Duda to end the Mets' 4th. Bottom 4 coming up. Still scoreless. They sodded the field in this last road trip, and it looks great. Rebecca Bachman or Beckman from Chicago, a Menards grounds crew winner. Making sure the batter's boxes are straight and in order. Nicely done. Cool night here at the ballpark as the Cubs start a 6-gamer, 3 against the Mets, an off day Thursday, and then the Astros come in starting Friday. Cubs have 2 hits. As Duda comes over, and no play. Soriano with a single in the first, Valbuena with a double in the second, Mets with 1 hit. Cedeno doubled in inning number 2. These pitchers have held the opposing lineup to a combined 3 for 24 to start the game. Swing and a miss. Soriano strikes out. 4 now for Santana.
Changeup is devastating. It's fooled a lot of right-handed hitters over the course of Santana's career. You can see that grip. Anytime you get the ring finger involved, that's the changeup. Moves from his index finger and middle finger. He slides the baseball over to his middle finger and his ring finger. Makes that okay sign with his index finger and his thumb. And then throws it like a fastball. It's about 10 miles per hour off the velocity of that pitch. And Santana can actually move that pitch different directions depending on which finger he puts more pressure on.
Baker lines to Torres. I think of all the pitches, and we all like a 101 mile an hour fastball. It's fun to see. I think the changeup's the most fascinating pitch in baseball because you're trying to throw it with the arm action of a different pitch, the fastball, but throw it, as you said, 10 to 13 miles an hour slower.
And the really fascinating thing about a changeup is the fact that there's so many different ways to throw it.
Yeah.
Some guys use the split finger grip with their index finger and their middle finger spread wide out on the baseball. Some guys choke the baseball way back in the palm of their hand. For other guys, they just don't snap their wrist at the end of their delivery. Call it pulling down the shade.
Basically, as the ball gets farther out toward the end of your fingers, the better chance you have for good leverage to get more velocity, and vice versa. So that's why they choke that pitch. I think I don't know who the last guy is who actually threw a palm ball, but that was an actual pitch.
Yeah, just a variation on a changeup. Yeah, rather than hold the baseball out in your fingers or fingertips, hold it way back in the palm of your hand. And some guys will rotate their wrist a little bit one direction or the other at the point of release to get a little movement side to side along with the lower velocity.
Soto draws a 2-out walk.
And we want to send a shout out to a huge Cubs fan, 91 years young. Her name is Irene Corin from Joliet, Illinois. She's been a huge Cub fan for the last 50 years. She watches every ball game. She sits on the couch with her stuffed Cubs bear with a hooded sweatshirt on and watches every one of our games. She had a little accident back in May, a late ball game, and she was making her way to bed and stumbled and broke her collarbone. We hope she gets well soon. We know she's watching tonight.
Absolutely. Mather flying to center his first time. Blocked by Nikias. Well, the other thing about a changeup that's interesting is that it's a pitch that requires you to have another pitch. I suppose if all you throw is a slider, you could just keep throwing it. Curveball, fastball, but a changeup requires you to throw a fastball, or at least something to throw the changeup off of.
What is it to change off of? Yeah,
yes.
That's why first pitch changeups for a long time were frowned upon, because what are you changing up from? If that's the first delivery a hitter sees from you, he's not going to be fooled. I'll tell you what, obviously what really sells the pitch is the arm speed. The pitchers that are able to deliver that pitch with nearly an identical delivery that they do on their fastball, those are the guys that have really good changeups. Some guys will subconsciously slow their body down or slow their arm down.
Deep to left center for Joe Mather. Gone! A two-run homer. His fourth of the year, and the Cubs lead 2-0.
The wind continues to blow straight in from center field, but Joe Mather hit it to a good part of the ballpark. An 88-mile-per-hour fastball, got a lot of backspin on that drive, and it just continued to carry just to the left of the 368 mark into the front row.
Big two-out walk by Soto, setting up that at bat. And a 1-1 count on Valbuena. Well, you said it. When the wind blows in, there's one little area out there in left center field where if you keep it low enough, you can hit it out. High chopper. Santana with the leap, the throw, and the out. We mentioned a former Gold Glover on the mound. And he gives up the home run to Mather, and the Cubs lead 2-0 at the end of 4. Single season batting average record back to 1998. And first baseman John Olerud at 354 that year. John Olerud is a cousin of Dale Swain.
Yeah.
Same year Mike Piazza hit 348. Moises Salou 341 in 2007. Last year Jose Reyes winning the batting title 337. Only the fifth best average in Mets history.
John Olerud had one of the most controlled, easy swings you'll ever want to see. Never looked like he was in a hurry to get to the ball, but the bat always seemed to get there just when it had to be there.
Olerud with the Mets all-time single season on base percentage record in '98, .447. Travis Wood working with a 2-0 advantage on the Mather home run. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cedeno has the Mets lone hit, a double in the second. Fastball outside. 2-2. Ike Davis on deck. The best way to describe Ronnie Cedeno's career with the Cubs: inconsistent. Flashes of brilliance, certainly defensively. And as you said, a very aggressive hitter. He strikes out.
About going up the ladder with a fastball. Perfect example here. Travis Wood elevates up above the belt, above the top of the strike zone for that matter. Gets the swing and a miss from Ronnie Cedeno. Such a tempting pitch. It looks so big when it leaves that pitcher's hand and is up there near the letters, but you really have to have a quick top hand to get to that high fastball.
So with the Mets coming in second place in their division, I thought, I'm going to look up the wild card standings. And as I did, I'm thinking, now how many wild cards are there? I think there are 2 now in each league, right? There used to be 1.
Yeah.
So if the season had ended before play tonight, the Giants would be the first wild card. The Pirates and the Mets are in a virtual deadlock for second. So there you have it. And being a wild card team this year doesn't mean as much as it used to. We're going to play 1 game. The winner moves on. Take on the team with the best record in your league. And the loser goes home. Strike 3 to get Davis. It's 3 consecutive punch-outs for Travis Wood.
Boy, so far through 4 2/3 of this game, this is the best command we've seen from Travis Wood this year. He's put his fastball right where he wants it. Hasn't thrown a lot of change-ups or breaking balls, but when he's thrown those pitches, he's managed to keep them out of the middle of the plate and just dotting the eye with that fastball.
High to Nicky as a catcher.
Best seat in the house.
Pace for Travis Wood. Fastball in there. 1-1. Deep left field. Soriano will have to play this one. Off the ivy as Nicky has a 2-out double. Look at Santana to the plate. The 2 hits for the Mets. They've both been doubles to left.
Nicky is out in front of that pitch just a little bit. Had a little side English on it. Kept working further and further away from Soriano. Tried to play it on one hop barehanded. Don't believe he would have had to play at second base anyway.
Well, the Mets and Cubs also matching up in the Florida State League. 3-3. In the 11th inning.
Port St. Lucie, isn't it?
Port St. Lucie Mets and the Daytona Cubs. One boxed by Soto. Should be a passed ball.
Might have been a cross up. We say it every time you see a catcher go to the mound immediately after a pass ball. It's usually an indication that the pitcher got confused with the sign. Gio was expecting that one to move farther toward the outside corner. It was a fastball, stayed right in the middle of the plate, but couldn't hang on.
Santana does have a home run against Cincinnati in 2010. It was off a lefty, Matt Maloney. Racks his bat as he rolls to Baker. Jeff will flip. Wood cover to end the inning. Mets get their first runner to third, but can't get him to the dish. Halfway home, Cubs lead 2-0.
We head to the bottom half of the fifth. Qdoba is giving the first 20,000 fans a chance to win free food. The Cubs get a base hit in the fifth inning. Fans with a base hit for Burritos game card win a free entree.
Travis Wood will start the Cubs fifth. Nice crowd on hand tonight. A lot of buzz tomorrow as Anthony Rizzo will be here. And Wood couldn't help himself. 1-1. Well, the Yankees red hot. And they're pounding the Indians 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th tonight in the Bronx. Cano, Swisher, Wise all have homered. They've won 22 of their last 29. Swing and a miss on a change. Milwaukee Kuroda's been excellent for the Yankees tonight. Mistake by Santana tonight. Joe Mather, a 2-run homer in the 4th. Wood hanging in there. Still 2-2. Santana rocks, fires, and gets a strikeout swinging. Time now for our Home Depot doing more on defense. Doesn't matter where you put Reed Johnson in the outfield, he'll go get him.
A long way to go for this one. The wind kept pushing the ball farther away from him. A sliding catch right on the bullpen mound. Had it all the way. Usually doesn't take Reed very long to get his uniform dirty.
In there for a strike. Jose Bautista with his major league leading 24th home run as the Blue Jays lead the Red Sox 9-5 in Boston. They're in the 7th.
Well, I was mentioning earlier about Johan Santana and earlier in his career how he was tipping his pitches. At least a lot of hitters thought he was tipping his pitches. You notice on his glove, rather than insert his index finger into the glove like a lot of guys, he wants the index finger outside the glove. Now that can be problematic because depending on which pitch you're trying to go for in your glove, sometimes that index finger will move on the outside of the glove. So to combat that, some of the glove companies have put that little extra pocket on the outside of the fingers of the glove. That way, if he does happen to subconsciously move that index finger as he's changing the grip on the baseball, the hitter won't be able to see it.
Two to Reed Johnson. His average has dipped below 500 with the 0 for 2 tonight against Santana. Reed, she wants you to get a hit. She's not happy. Just got a piece of it.
Well, I'll tell you, Len, it really is a remarkable change for Reed Johnson where he stands in that right-handed batter's box. Earlier this season and throughout his career, he's been a guy that usually stands with his toes right on the inside corner of the plate. His arms will hang out over the strike zone. Look how far off the plate he is, and still is able to foul off that pitch just off of the outside corner. He felt like he was getting beat inside too much and wanted to back off the plate and try to bait those pitchers into coming inside.
Cedeno throws him out.
We talk a lot about adjustments in this game, and usually they're very subtle, small adjustments. But Reed went from one extreme to the other, right on top of the dish to as far away as he could possibly get.
Swing and a miss on a change. Detroit shutting out Texas 6-0. They're in the bottom of the fourth in Arlington. Notice back to intra-league play as AL versus NL done for the year. Foul pop, no play for Davis. Not a big surprise. American League with the advantage yet again. AL went 32 games over 500 against the National League. Rangers went 14-4. The Rockies went 2-13. Justin Verlander with a couple of complete game wins against the Pirates this year. And how about Cliff Lee? He has not picked up a win all year through 12 starts. 0-4 with a 3.72. Phillies were swept in a day-night doubleheader by the Rays, who've gone to Kansas City and are down 7-0 in the fifth. The Royals gave up 30 runs in a 3-game sweep for the Cardinals. Got to give props to Derek Norris of the Oakland Athletics. His first major league home run was a game-ending 3-run blast to beat the Giants in front of a sellout crowd in Oakland.
That's amazing.
What, did they have a sellout?
Yeah.
Popped up behind short, Tejada to end the inning. Cubs go down quietly in the fifth, leading the Mets 2-1 in the series opener. For Xfinity high-speed action as Travis Wood's been mowing them down tonight.
Pinpoint control, especially of that fastball. He's been able to put it on the corners of the plate, down around the knees. When he's wanted to elevate that pitch and get swinging strikes, he's been able to do that. 9 consecutive scoreless innings for Travis Wood.
Third time through the Mets order. Starting with Torres. Takes a cutter for a strike. Only the second career start for Wood against the Mets. No decision with the Reds last year at Citi Field in July. One and two. Troubling news today involving former Cub Marlon Byrd, who was recently cut loose by the Boston Red Sox. He has been given a 50-game ban for a positive PED test. There's a quote from Marlon through the Players Association. As Torres bounces to Valbuena, the quote, "I made an inexcusable mistake several years ago. I had surgery for a condition that was private and unrelated to baseball. Last winter I suffered a recurrence of that condition, was provided with a medication that resulted in my positive test. Although that medication is on the ban list, I absolutely did not use it for performance enhancing reasons. I am mortified by my carelessness and apologize to everyone who loves this game as I do." And considering the start he got off to and now this recent suspension, I think Marlon's going to have a tough time getting another job.
Yeah, unfortunately in this game they can overlook some indiscretions if you're putting up monster numbers, but when you're struggling the way Marlon has been pretty much all season this year, that'd be a little too much baggage for a team to take on.
And he alluded to it. And if you take everything he said, Bob, at face value, I think every guy today knows, regardless of the reason, if the test comes back positive and whatever you took was for other reasons, you just can't do it. And there's a very specific list. Everybody has access to it. If you make a mistake, you're going to sit. You're going to pay the price.
And you'd like to think that moving forward, players will be a lot more careful about the medications they take, even if they're prescribed by their family doctor, the team doctor, whatever the case may be, because we know what the ramifications are if you are caught. Even a lot of over-the-counter products that seemingly are very innocent contain ingredients that will show up positive on a Major League Baseball test, or a minor league baseball test for that matter.
The ball is foul because it actually hit Tejada's foot in the batter's box.
Yeah, Gio did the right thing, though. Go ahead and make the play. Don't assume anything. The plate umpire may not have noticed it. The base umpires may not have seen it. Actually hit the ground first and caught the inside of his left foot on the way up. That's why it bounced so high in the air. And Gio did exactly the right thing. Go ahead and make the play until they tell you it's a foul ball.
Swing and a miss, strike three. David Wright comes up, kind of an interesting situation earlier this year against the Milwaukee Brewers. So you flash back to May. Ryan Braun gets hit by a pitch up and in. Terry Collins had a pretty good idea that his best player was going to be hit in retaliation. It was an 8-0 game at that point. So Collins took Wright out of the game, and they had a heated discussion in the dugout. That's a tough one. Collins said And David wasn't mad at me per se. He was upset at the situation. He wanted to stay in and take his lumps for the team. But I do understand Terry Collins' point too.
Well, if
he's your money hitter.
Yeah, if taking your lumps involves getting a fastball on the point of your left elbow and putting you on the disabled list, then that's too high of a price to pay. I didn't really have any trouble with what Terry Collins did.
It was 8-0 now. If it were a 1 or 2 run game, he leaves him in, and he might not even get hit in that spot. Line in the left. He just keeps on hitting. 15 in a row now.
Our Nissan pitch tracks. One of the rare mistakes Travis Wood has made up in the strike zone today. He's been able to elevate up above the top of the zone or keep the ball down around the knees. One of the very few mistakes he's made right in the middle of the plate.
Popped him up. Scott Hairston is retired. Darwin Barney makes a grab, and Travis Wood shutting him out. And just 3 hits through 6. Cubs will bat in the 6th, up 2-0.
I'm going to show you a real good look at the 3 pitches that Johan Santana throws. There's the fastball, index finger, middle finger directly behind the baseball, a 4-seamer up in the zone. There's the changeup. The index finger slides around the side of the baseball. He throws it more with his ring finger and middle finger. And the last pitch is a slider. You'll see the fingers get around the side of the baseball. That one's going to break down and in. Travis Wood swings right over the top.
Castro pops up. It's going to land foul right in the middle of the Mets bullpen. Been good, but he hasn't been good enough to this point. Travis Wood's been better. Caught by Ike Davis. out, and it'll bring up Alfonso Soriano. Singled in the first, struck out in the fourth.
And we were talking a moment ago about doctors and prescriptions, and I think I want to get Johan Santana's doctor as my personal doctor. In the media guide under his career highlights in the 2011 season. Oh, punch through the right side of the infield, beating the shift that time. Bobby Cedeno was way up the middle of the field. Just to finish this up quickly, the first point on his 2011 season, finished his active rehabilitation program for the year on October 8th. Then he entered a long period of medically prescribed rest. Where do you get that prescription filled? Medically prescribed rest. I like it.
I'd like to get off the couch and do something, but I've been medically prescribed not to.
I'm on medication here. Rest.
Well, had left knee surgery after the 08 season. His 09 season ended in August. Bone chips in his elbow. Shoulder surgery September of 2010. Didn't pitch last year. Jeff Baker, right field, fair. Soriano on his way to third, and he will be held by Pat Listache. It's a double for Baker.
Well, it's a nice piece of hitting that time by Jeff Baker, a guy that normally likes to pull the ball but stayed right on a fastball out over the plate, drove it hard down into that right field corner. Great opportunity here for the Cubs. Soriano with a great read at first base, realized that Duda had no chance to get to that ball in the right field corner. The hitter always has the best view of whether that ball is going to be fair or foul down that right field line, because that's the direction you're running. The play's right in front of you. Easy double for Jeff Baker.
The Mets will bring their infield in. You know the Cubs have struggled in this spot. Scoring position, less than 2 outs, as Soto takes a changeup low. Ramon Ramirez is up in the Mets bullpen. Just off the DL. Speaking of Johan Santana in his career, and the good thing for him is he still has a lot of life in that arm left. He hopes. He's only 33 years old. And being the changeup specialist he is, and being left-handed, I'm sure would like to pitch for a long, long time. But he's on a Hall of Fame track. That's a strike. 2-1. If you like ERA during a huge chunk of the steroid era, well, 3.10. He's led his league 3 times. If you like wins, 138 wins, only 72 losses. He has been an elite guy. The pitch, change up, couldn't get it. 2-2.
And one thing in Santana's favor, he's always kept himself in tremendous physical condition. A lot of guys, when they get on the wrong side of 30, they start to let themselves go and get a little thick around the middle. But Santana, finely conditioned athlete.
Big pitch here. That one missed badly. 3-2. He's got a base open. Joe Mather, who homered off him, is on deck. Time call as a ball got out of the Mets bullpen. 3. On the changeup, 2 outs.
You could almost anticipate that changeup right there. You mentioned a base open at first. Didn't really care.
Oh, that was a slider.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah. Got his fingers around the side of the baseball. Didn't do much breaking, but threw it right in the middle of the plate. When you get a veteran pitcher like Santana on the mound, 1 out in the inning, runners at second and third, I don't really think he cares if he walks the batter at the plate to set up a potential inning-ending double play. That time went with his third best pitch, the slider. Got it in there for a called strike 3.
They will intentionally walk Mather with a left-handed hitting Valbuena on deck. The reason why. 2-run homer. Front row of the bleachers in left center.
Gary Pressey plays the chicken dance for the intentional base on balls. Speaking of chickens, Mets had a little fun with poultry this week. In their series against the Yankees, their closer, Frank Francisco, was quoted as saying that the Yankees were chickens. So the team clown, Tim Burdack, obviously took a hint, went out and brought a live chicken into the Mets clubhouse. Said he lived pretty good for a couple days on oatmeal, hanging out in the clubhouse.
What was the chicken's name?
Little Jerry Seinfeld. Well, after a couple days in the clubhouse, they realized that probably wasn't the best thing for the bird, so they contacted the farm sanctuary of Watkins Glen, New York. They sent a representative down to Citi Field, and little Jerry Seinfeld is happily living on the farm.
Ground ball to second. This will get Santana off the hook. Cubs leave them loaded. They do lead 2-0.
Yes, this summer, why not bring them to the ballpark? The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55 guests and includes food, beverage, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200. We have a little Jerry Seinfeld sighting. That's Tim Burdack, who makes his home in Lockport, Illinois. A resident clown over there in that Mets clubhouse with little Jerry.
We get into the 7th, 2-0 Cubs. It is Law Enforcement Appreciation Night. The 19th District Commander John Kenny and 3 other police officers from the 19th District will conduct the 7th inning stretch. Evangelos Hitiris, Amelia Terrell, and Angela Storrs. 4-part harmony. Lucas Duda, 1 strike. Here's the next one. Lined to center. Joe Mather calls it in. Tickets are still available for the 2012 Cubs season. Look at that sky. Including the next 2 games against the Mets here at Wrigley Field. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office. Cedeno rips one into left for his 2nd knock. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. With 1 out, it's Ike Davis. Missed some time over the weekend due to food poisoning. Been hotter at the plate lately, but came in at 190. There's 36 games last year before his season ended in May due to a sprained ankle. He was off to a red hot start in 2011. In the dirt. Ball 1. Big John Roush up in the Mets bullpen. Two and 0. Cubs bullpen has been quiet all night. That's good to see. May change though. Whenever Lester Strode gets up with that clipboard, usually means somebody's ready to work. Called strike 2-1 on a cutter. It's Sean Camp.
Ike Davis, the son of former Major League pitcher Ron Davis, pitched here for the Cubs for a while. Also pitched with the Yankees, the Twins, the Dodgers, and the Giants. Real good closer, late inning relief pitcher.
130 career saves for Ron Davis.
And a world-class bass fisherman, I might add.
This is cut, fouled it back. He was born in Minnesota, where his dad played for the Twins. Went to high school in Scottsdale, Arizona. Was he in your son Michael's grade growing up? Were they're about the same age?
Yeah,
right?
they played together on a lot of the traveling teams and all-star teams. Ike went to Chaparral High School, a powerhouse baseball program down there in the Valley. Perennial state champions, nationally ranked every year.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Take a look on our Liberty Mutual pitch tracks. Travis Wood continuing to command all of his pitches tonight. A little bit of a cutter slider that time. Started over the middle of the plate, worked its way out to the outside corner for a swinging strike 3.
Nicky is a catcher. Justin Turner, right-handed hitting infielder, is on deck to bat for Santana. Holding the left. We'll get Turner to the plate. They have 2 on for the first time all night.
You hate to have a runner in scoring position, but it does get Johan Santana out of the ball game.
Outside, ball 1. Turner's done a nice job as a pinch hitter. 5 for 16 with a double, a couple of walks. He's knocked in 4. He pops up into center field. Joe Mather will make the catch, and that brings us to the Captain Morgan 7th inning stretch.
To the ball game, Commander John Kenny and police officers from the 19th District.
All right, fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Well, it's root for the Cubbies. It ain't no bit, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, let's get some runs.
Cubs post-game live. David Kaplan and Todd Hollandsworth break down the game and preview the Cubs' next matchup. Don't miss Horseshoe Casino Cubs post-game live immediately following the game, right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Right-hander John Roush against pinch hitter Adrian Cardenas, who's batting for the pitcher Travis Wood. What a job by the lefty. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 0 runs.
Outstanding.
Popped up by Cardenas. David Wright dropped it, fair ball. It's going to roll all the way to the bricks. Cardenas to third. Boy, Wright came in. That ball, when he touched his glove, was maybe a foot or two from home plate. And he dropped it. A 3-base error.
Touched it in fair territory. The English in the spin took it right back to the bricks, and a tip of the cap to Adrian Cardenas, who didn't stand there and watch it. Just run hard. You never know what's going to happen behind you. Mickey is in a pretty good position to make the play, but called off by the third baseman. You could clearly see the catcher give way. Wright just couldn't make the play.
Mets will bring their infield in. Reed Johnson, runner at third. Nobody out. The pitch in the dirt. John Roush, by the way, 6'11". He's the tallest pitcher in Major League history. Roush already with 10 decisions in relief. 3-7. Means he's come into a lot of games with the decision in the balance.
How about that for Travis Wood? 70 of his 93 pitches were strikes. Ooh. Very few of them in the middle of the plate.
He chased a real high pitch. 1 out.
That one nearly missed our Liberty Mutual pitch tracks. So geared for fastball. You see the rotation, you see it up in the zone, and just continue to ride higher, and Reed ended up chasing a horrible pitch.
Travis Wood chatting with his pitching coach Chris Bosio, trying to make it 2 in a row after going winless in his first 6 starts. Darwin Barney with a tardy swing. 0-1. Popped up, shallow right. Dropped by Duda. Darwin Barney on his way to third. What an inning. I'm going to call that an unearned run.
You think?
2 3-base errors in this inning. John Roush wondering what he's got to do to get an out. I guess strike out the side.
Duda just whipped on it. Didn't look like he got any glove on it whatsoever. Hit him in the thigh. Ricochets over into the Mets bullpen. Darwin Barney. Run, Darwin, run.
I don't think I've seen 2 drop pop-ups that close together for 3 bases. Wow.
It was not only missing the 2 pop-ups, but the contact that they made with the ball as they missed it. Kicking him way into foul territory.
Infield in still as Castro takes a strike.
Pop it up. Mets were next to the last in the National League in fielding percentage coming into play tonight. That's not going to help their fielding percentage whatsoever.
Sliders strike 0-2. Some finals for you. Matt Latos struck out 13, a career high. With the distance, and the Reds beat the Brewers 3-1. Milwaukee's 7.5 out. Phillies beat the Pirates 8-3. Pirates had won 18 of 27 going in. Phillies with just their 7th win their last 22 games. Full count. 3-2. Nucleus making his debut for the White Sox tonight, hitting second in their lineup, 0 for 3 at the moment, as the White Sox trail at Minnesota 3-1 in the 7th. Away from Cedeno into center. Castro with a big turn. 4-0.
Waiting to hear a ruling. Could possibly be another error. Ronnie Cedeno comes in, tries to make the backhanded play to put himself in a position to make the throw to home, but cannot come up with it cleanly. It ricochets on into center field. And that will be an error on Ronnie Cedeno, but give Starlin Castro an RBI.
3 errors here in the 7th. John Ross trying to get 6 outs basically here in this inning. E5, E9, E4. Egad, says John Roush. .20 on the way. Low 3-0. Ramon Ramirez, the right-hander. Justin Hampson is the lefty. Castro runs on a 3-0. That one hooked down the left field line. Foul. Wynn pushed it foul. All that happening on a 3-0 offering.
Yeah, Dale Swaim taking a page out of Kirk Gibson's book in Arizona. Turned his hitters loose 3-0 all weekend when we were down in Arizona. Alfonso Soriano gets a good pitch to hit. Fastball down and in right where he likes it. Just couldn't keep it fair.
He walked him. Here comes Terry Collins. Jeff Baker is due up. It's going to be Ramirez in for John Rouse, shaking his head. That was a bizarre appearance for him. His defense committed 3 errors behind him. Honda call to the pen. 4-0 Cubs. It's 7:05 here at Wrigley Field. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans get a Cubs insulated baseball lunch bag. Compliments of Jewel. For more info and to purchase tickets, go to Cubs.com. Honda call to the pen, and it is right-hander Ramon Ramirez. Just off the DL, he had a strained right hamstring. It was activated yesterday. Pitch gets away from Nikias, but the runners have to hold. Castro at second, Soriano at first.
Might see Dale Swaim go to his bench. He's got a boatload of left-handed hitters available tonight. Campana, Clevenger, DeJesus, Laher still available off the Cubs bench.
Ground ball, base hit. Sending Castro to the plate. Throw goes to third. Soriano in. 5-0. The first hit of the inning.
And Baker stays in the game because apparently his manager likes his approach tonight. Doubled down into the right field corner. This time a hard ground ball through the right side of the infield. Baker staying right on some pitches on the outer part of the plate, driving him to the opposite field.
3 tack-on runs are in. Still only 1 out. Runners at the corners and a strike on Soto. And back from the DL now for a week. Ramirez, former Rocky, Royal, Red Sox, Giant. Now with the Mets, 2-1. Picked up by Wright. He will get the out at first. Soto gets an RBI as Soriano scores. It's 6-0. How you like 4 runs on 1 hit?
I like it a lot when it happens in the bottom half of the inning here at Wrigley.
One ball, 1 strike to Mather.
Well, I think perhaps Terry Collins was thinking the same way I was thinking with all the right-handed hitters coming up and all the lefties available on the bench. He got his left-hander up in the bullpen a long time ago. Dale Swing has elected to go with his right-handed hitters against right-handed pitching.
Kick the 1-2. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Only 4 times this year they've committed at least 3 errors. How about 3 in 1 inning? Ground ball to right. And the Cubs get 4 runs on 1 hit, a walk, 3 humongous errors, and now lead 6-2 after 7.
Cubs.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Cubs.com shop.
Here's Sean Camp. The Cubs holding a comfortable 6-0 lead.
Game number 37 for Sean Camp this season. He's a guy that probably doesn't look forward to off days because he doesn't get a chance to throw.
He's going to face a pinch hitter, rookie Kurt Neuenhuis. He's batting for Torres. Called strike. Neuenhuis second among qualifying rookies with a .281 average. James Russell in the Cubs bullpen. 2 strikes on Neuenhuis. Called strike 3.
Well, you've heard us talk about backdoor sliders. This is a backdoor slider from Sean Camp. Starts the pitch just off the plate outside, breaks it right back to the corner. Giovanni Soto catches it with his mitt moving toward the middle of the plate. All that adds up to a called strike 3.
One to Tejada. Sinker strike. Tejada hit his first career home run in this ballpark back on September 5th, 2010. 5 RBIs that night. That scored 18 runs. Valbuena will cut it off. And Baker cannot pick it on the short hop. That's an error on Luis Valbuena.
He backed up to play that big hop. The sidearm throw is what really got him in trouble here. A lot of sink on that ball as it made its way across the infield. Took a big bounce right over the glove of Jeff Baker over there at first base for an E5.
David Wright. We'll have to ask David. I think his whole career he has worn that orange undershirt as he breaks his bat on a foul ball. The question would be, is it the same shirt?
I seriously doubt it. And then when I played with the Giants, we used to call that protest orange because our general manager Al Rosen wanted us to wear black t-shirts underneath our Giants jerseys. As you see that bat shatter. But every now and then I'd slip an orange t-shirt on underneath my jersey. Al Rosen hated it. He used to send the clubby in to take the orange t-shirts out of my locker. So they were dubbed the protest orange shirts.
Right. Yeah, I'm guessing probably not the same shirt he's worn since 2004. Maybe it's a really good shirt. That ball came back fair. And Wright is out.
Tremendous amount of English on that one, cued right off the end of the bat. What's the action on this one? Way into foul territory, spins way back into fair territory. It looked like David Wright was trying to talk to that baseball as he started down the first baseline. Stay foul. Stay foul.
Scott Hairston turned away from a slider that didn't slide. 1-0. Hairston hit for the cycle at Colorado on April 27th, but the Mets lost the game. I'd like to be able to celebrate the cycle. And it came in an 18-9 defeat. Left center, not deep, and it'll be Soriano to make the grab, and the inning is over. An error, but the Mets stay off the board. All Cubs tonight, 6-zip late. Wrigley Field like you never have before. Go behind the scenes and get an insider's look at nearly 100 years of history in this legendary ballpark. Guided Wrigley Field tours may include visits to the press box, clubhouses, and dugouts, as well as a chance to actually step on the field. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/tours. Tour sizes are limited and sell out fast, so get your tickets today. There's Justin Hampson in his Met debut and his first major league appearance since 2008. 80th career appearance. He's been with the Rockies and Padres, now the Mets. Actually, his career ERA pretty good, 3.38. All of his appearances but one in the big leagues have been as a reliever.
He's a left-handed breaking ball pitcher. You'll see a lot of sliders, a lot of curves. He uses his fastball sparingly.
And his contract selected earlier today. Apparently the Mets went window shopping for contracts and they decided to select his. I'll take that one. Left-hander. 20% off.
Blue light special.
One and two on Luis Valbuena. Rolls over on this bouncer to Cedeno for the out. Brian LaHair will get a pinch hit appearance for Camp. Certainly the guy most affected by the call-up of Anthony Rizzo tomorrow. That's why LaHair has been getting some reps in right field.
No question it's a big change for Brian LaHair, but I would argue that the guy that's been most affected is Tony Campana. With David DeJesus moving over to center field, Campana's playing time has been really curtailed lately.
I guess even a bigger impact will be on the guy who will be probably sent to the minors as a result of Rizzo coming to the big leagues. That's the thing. All your teammates want you to come up. I want Anthony Rizzo to come up and help the team, except for when you hear your name called.
And that is a nauseating feeling when you're one of those guys on the bubble. And there's a number of guys in that Cubs dugout that could be on the bubble depending on which direction the Cubs decide to go with the roster moving forward. But when you're one of those guys that has options left, you know there's an impending move. Somebody's going to join your ball club tomorrow, and it's not an easy day waiting to hear.
3-2 the count on Brian LaHair. A swing and a miss as LaHair's out on strikes. Get another look at Anthony Rizzo's AAA numbers with Iowa, the Pacific Coast League, just tearing it up for the second consecutive year. You got a good look at him in spring training, as did I. Defensively, I thought he was excellent from start to finish. Offensively, it took him a little while, but by the end of March, I saw why everybody was raving about him.
Well, you could see early on in spring training, he hit some off-speed pitches, some breaking balls that hung over the middle of the plate, some change-ups that hung over the middle of the plate, and absolutely mashed him. But occasionally those guys with a plus fastball could get in on him a little bit as Reed Johnson looks to split the gap in right center.
On his way to second. Now to third. It's a triple. Third Cub hitter to go 3 bases in the last 2 innings, but the first to get a hit in that spot.
Ball carried extremely well and got out to the gap in a hurry. Nice quick swing by Reed on a slider on the outer third of the plate. Couldn't have thrown it out there any more perfectly between the two Mets outfielders. Right there, he's thinking 3. If I have to stop at second, I will, but I think I can make it. And just to finish that thought about Rizzo, there were some plus fastballs that were kind of getting in his kitchen early on in spring training, but as camp went on, his bat got quicker and quicker. He started to get to more of those fastballs, and looking at those numbers he was able to pile up at AAA. I think he's closed that hole. Now, that being said, there are going to be major league pitchers with plus fastballs with some late movement that are going to get in his kitchen from time to time. It happens to all good hitters.
On 2 bounces, Tejada will get Barney. So we'll go to the 9th. James Russell will try to preserve the shutout. 6-0.
Central coming up tonight at 10. A couple of big anticipated debuts. Kevin Youkilis with the White Sox, and the latest on Anthony Rizzo. Join Mark Shanowski and Kip Lewis for GMC Sportsnet Central tonight at 10. Only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
James Russell will try to finish off the Mets tonight. Pitching staff, the Cubs are looking for their 5th shutout of the season. Duda, Cedeno, and Davis due up. That Brett Favre on the right? Gonna look like. Am I off?
No. I'd be surprised to see Brett Favre wearing a Cubs jersey.
Yeah, well, I agree, but it just kind of looked like him. Strike on Duda. Short center. Castro has it. A subtle thing there, Bob, but when Castro saw that ball go off the bat, he put his head down and ran really hard for about 2 or 3 seconds before picking up the ball again. Knew he had to get out to a spot. That's something everybody can do, take their eyes off the ball.
Well, on a ball hit high in the air, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. But I think Castro does it better than most.
Yeah, real comfortable doing it.
And you could see Joe Mather was fooled a little bit. Duda with big time power took a big swing, popped it high in the air. Mather's first step was to freeze out there in center field, got a late jump on it. That's why it's a good thing Starlin Castro was able to hustle out there and make the play.
He kind of took a glance at where Mather was. Go up with the heat. Too high. 2-2. Yankees finished off the Indians 7-1. Swing and a miss. 2 gone.
Hasn't changed for Ronnie Cedeno since his days as a Cub. Hard to lay off that high fastball. Rarely catches up to it.
34,092. I've enjoyed this one. Ike Davis gets a hold of one out into very deep right center, and the shutout is broken as he hits his 9th of the year. It's 6-1.
James Russell just trying to jump ahead with a first pitch fastball for a strike. Ike Davis all over it. Full extension, a lot of backspin. There was a time in this game that you would never see a hitter swinging away. Trailing by 6 runs in a ball game. Normally the MO would be to take a strike. You need base runners trailing by 6, but Ike Davis ambushed that first pitch from James Russell and hit it out of here to right center.
Nickius with 2 hits from the 8th spot. Swing and a miss. Also 1 strike away. On the ground, this should do it. Valbuena up with it. Cubs win. Cubs win 6-1 to start this homestand. Travis Wood, after going winless over his first 6 starts, has now won 2 in a row. He beat Jake Peavy last time out, and tonight he was better than Johan Santana. GMC player of the game is Travis Wood. We've seen him at his best the last couple of times out.
And maybe the best of all tonight. We talked about it throughout the evening. Just tremendous command of all of his pitches. Rarely made mistakes over the heart of the plate. Was able to move his fastball in, out, up, down. Totally in command of this ball game tonight.
Well, honorable mention to Joe Mather, who hit the game-winning home run, and Luke Stuckmeyer has Joe down on the field.
Thank you, Len. Joe, first talk us through that home run, the 2-run homer.
He had just made a real good pitch with his curveball, and I thought he might go with that again. I think he just tried to sneak one in there, and I was able to turn on it and put it in the seats.
You want to tell us about changing your number to 21 tonight?
Sure. It was always the number I wore in high school. And then another reason is you always see Roberto Clemente running around playing his butt off, and always like how that looked on him, so I thought it'd be an awesome number to have.
Well, it worked pretty well tonight. Talk about your pitcher out there tonight. Some great outings from Travis Wood in the last couple of outings.
Yeah, he battles. He's got some good stuff. I think that's the best thing we like about our pitchers as a whole is they're up there battling. And he's out there making good pitches, and he's getting outs. He's doing a good job.
You guys got some offense tonight. You get a new member of the team tomorrow. What's the buzz like in the clubhouse with Anthony on the way? Well, Joe, I'm 0 for 2 on you on that, Joe. I'm sorry.
God.
Shaving cream, no?
Yeah. What was the question?
I was just asking about what the buzz is like with Anthony coming up, what you guys expect from a young player.
I think we're ready for him to get here. It's, I'm sure he's ready too. Been talking about it all year,
Yeah.
He's having a good enough year, and sorry. We're ready for him to get here and see what he's got.
Maybe somebody else will get these shaving cream pies at this point, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. We don't wish that on him. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll set it back upstairs. The big home run from Mather tonight.
All right, Luke. And thanks to Joe Mather for joining us at the game-winning home run tonight. Well, that'll wrap it up for Bob and our entire CSN crew. Glenn Casper saying so long from Wrigley, but keep it right here. More coming from the ballpark. We're back Wednesday at 1 as the Cubs and Mets wrap up this series. 12:30 will hit the air. First pitch at 1:20. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad. You've been watching Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, now part of the NBC Sports Group.